Well, for a Cuban-American pastor here in Indiana, the announcement is welcome news.
24-Hour News 8's Teresa Mackin spoke with him about what this means for his family here and in Cuba.
Well, it took me by surprise.
Pastor Samuel Ruiz is from Cuba and moved here as a missionary for the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod 2 decades ago.
To receive this new relation with Cuba, having embassies, and you can use your credit card from American banks, it was too much. It was wow.
Much of his family still lives in Cuba. He says at times it was difficult to visit. At first, he went 14 years without seeing them. He called them this afternoon.
When I was talking with my sister, I heard my brother-in-law say, "Hallelujah," and they were very happy about it.
Ruiz explains for Cuban Americans, he believes there are two strong and differing opinions. Those who don't have a current link to Cuba and those who do.
All those people without link in Cuba, they say they are against it. But all of us, I including myself, that we have family in Cuba, we are more than happy with this event.
University of Indianapolis history professor Chad Martin says he was surprised by the news as well, saying this is a new era in U.S.-Cuban relations.
I think it was something that seems overdue to an extent, and if it was going to happen, it was going to happen now after the midterms.
While this begins a dialogue toward reestablishing diplomatic relations, Martin says it's up to Congress to discuss the trade embargo that remains with Cuba.
I know that the Cubans want to open up trade, U.S. corporations want to open up trade. Obviously, President Obama wants to open up trade. I think now it's up to the Congress to act.
It's going to be good for Cuba. In order to get fresh air, you need to open the window.
IU Bloomington's School of Public and Environmental Affairs was already planning to send students on a week-long class in Cuba this spring. It's part of an honors national and international policy class. The professor for that tells me the changes in money flow will make financial transactions easier while there. Hear from the director of IU's Overseas Education Office tomorrow morning on Daybreak. In the newsroom, Teresa Mackin, 24-Hour News 8.
Well, the students in that class weren't alive when relations between the United States and Cuba went downhill. In fact, some of their parents and President Obama weren't either. The United States began imposing sanctions against the country after Fidel Castro seized power in 1959. At that time, Dwight Eisenhower was president. A gallon of gas cost 25 cents. And a show called Bonanza premiered on TV. That was the first weekly series to be broadcast completely in color.